Heyo! This is your host, Mike and
Brad,
coming at you with another podcast. And today we have our lovely guest. Obviously, we have Dane back to be on this podcast with us. And we also have the lesser known famous one here, Gage, is back.
So, are you saying that I am famous, but only like kind of famous?
I'm saying Dane is more famous.
you've been dethroned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I succeeded in my goal, and now I've just gotta, it was a good fight, but now I just gotta, protect my title and go for it every single time. You just gotta start making those baskets.
I agree. Now, Gage, I have a question for you. What is your new goal gonna be? Because Dane has succeeded.
My new goal is to be me and to continue living my life to the fullest. If someone else can live their life in a more fulfilling way than I can, good for them. But that's not going to taint my happiness.
That was a really impressive and mature response to that situation.
Fuck you, Dave. You don't get an input on this. He's talking to me.
Dane, what do you think about this? There.
We're just gonna go out there. We're just gonna break necks, cash checks. Everything that we need to do. They're gonna not. Gage won't score as many points, and I will score more points, and that's how you play the game.
Time will tell. Dane. Time will tell.
I do have to say, your answer to that, Gage, was kind of lame. I was expecting more out of you. To be 100% honest, I thought you were going to come up with a better response of what your new goal was going to be. Like, replace Brad as a host, or replace me as a host. Or
I already did that on a previous episode.
I really hope they air that one before this one, so that makes sense in a situation.
We do it afterwards.
I would hate you forever if you guys fucked up the progression of these episodes further.
Hey, Karen, we're going to need to move a podcast further down the line. Shut up, Dave.
Once again, still the same person.
Shit. Alright.
I like this weird... I just have to be meta for a second and just say I really like that weird little bit. Even if no one else finds that funny ever, I want to continue to have that every single time I'm on.
Well, Dane, I'll admit something to you. That's all I do. Because I do this thing where, if I go off on a tangent and we need to go back, I don't know a good segue other than go, I digress. But I say it, I digress, and then I just go, pink. I just pick a color. As if I was dyeing grass. I've done it with him for 2 years now, and it hasn't gotten old. But it's even...
It has.
It goes even better when I go, I digress, green, and I go, shit. So, there's a little, even more meta for you. The last episode we did with him was...
The character that you have back there?
Well, she's in the closet. She's
that's
because
She's the secretary.
Yeah, she's our secretary.
She's in the closet because she's...
Well, we don't have a place to put the text.
Because you keep calling her a girl's name when she's a guy.
Well, to go even... This is going to be a whole thing. But when we play Borderlands, what was the conversation about that? My brother-in-law... he plays the Mechromancer who brings up robots
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, or one of us was like, oh, it's like she's looking for a manager because
This is Karen. She's always calling for a manager.
Yeah, because it was she kept looking for enemies and she couldn't find any, so she would be like this and so I was like, it's like she's looking for a manager, and then Karen, the haircut, the person, let me speak to your manager kind of
Pixie
thing.
cut.
Yeah. So Karen is our secretary.
I'm going to go on another segue here.
Go ahead.
Continuously and say, so I just became a manager of where I work, but within the last 6 months.
Congrats.
Thank you. But I finally got to have that moment of one of those ladies came up and went, "Can I talk to your manager?" And I went, "I am the manager." And she was like,
she turned into Zoidberg?
Yeah, she didn't know what to do.
She turned to Zoidberg.
She just like started like spouting nonsense words and didn't know what to do. And then she like stormed off. And I just had to turn to the next person and be like, I have been waiting to do that since the day I became a manager. Just be that guy that's like, I am a manager.
And you're like, she walked off without giving name, phone number, anything. Like,
Yeah,
what's her complaint? That's great. Congrats on your milestone. But I
Congrats
believe
on cutting this out.
I love this like natural just talking. Like this is us just hanging out because we're best friends kind of thing.
We are best friends.
So I would say honestly, I kind of feel like not cutting it and just digressing.
Damn it! You almost broke it up. Blue.
Anyway, so
Does
this
it work
episode,
when you say digressing?
I don't know. It works when I want it to work.
Got it.
Okay. But before he falls asleep, we should probably actually get into this. So, with this episode, I had an idea of just asking our gentlemen here questions and them giving us answers to them. And there's 9 different like categories, so we'll go through each, and you pick a number. I'll select that category, pick a question from that category, and we all answer it. Sound good?
Sure.
Thank you, Gage, for the enthusiasm. So with the first one, I just picked interesting conversation starters. So the first question is, you're a mad scientist. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue? Who wants to start this one off? Maybe with some Spy Kids.
All right, Gage.
How about this? Best answer that I think gets to pick a number. Yay or nay?
We're just going in a circle.
Or just going in a circle. Go ahead, Gage.
Dude, I don't know.
All right, go ahead, Dane.
Are you serious that you wouldn't do that?
I don't know what my experiment would be.
If money and ethics weren't
It just says, it's a very broad, if money and ethics weren't a thing, what experiment would you run?
Should we give you a second to think about it?
All right.
Well, I am thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
We were already going to do that.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what we were doing.
Anybody else? I'm trying to give him an easy out. You know what? It's not easy being the host of a podcast that may or may not be successful already.
Is that true, Gage?
Dane, go ahead.
I think if money and ethics were not an issue as it goes through, I think my particular experiment would be the same one that they experimented with in Rapture. I would go with the BioShock thing of basically creating these serums that even if you have to painfully inject them into you, like you could just like shoot fire or bees.
Not the bees!
Bees! But no. I just think that concept is so interesting, the idea that they took that to the sort of the nth level where it's like, okay, boop. Now I just and like the idea is that you just have that forever too, as long as you have the magic to do it.
Could you imagine?
You don't have to inject after that.
Could you imagine him working at like fast food and a customer like, can I speak to your manager? And he just goes,
And then he just bees.
But then a big daddy comes out, just son of a bitch, with his drill hand.
But yeah, no, I think that is the logical like ending point of like it definitely makes sense why civilization ended after that when you made these addictive superpowers. But they also talk about it in Rapture, like everyone else had to like constantly keep injecting, whereas you only ever see your guy inject. Like if he wants another power, he just injects that serum into himself. Otherwise, he's just eating salt. I didn't say the game made sense, but salt equals magic.
What would be better if it was, instead of salt, it was sugar, and he just developed diabetes?
Maybe he was just in some sort of like horrible coma.
The final boss is the meme of the guy just going, diabetes.
Wilfred Brimley.
He's Big Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting one.
I like that answer. Brad?
I would like to gene splice
Okay.
random like animals or humans with other animals. Right? Try to get wings on people.
Try to get wings.
I mean, there's no guarantee you're gonna actually have working wings if you
right?
gene splice them.
Oh man, he has
They don't
penguins.
have to really work.
But the idea that you
But
have
if you could get them, like, think of the shit you could do, if nothing else, just to make other people do shit for you. How many times have you heard in your life, if pigs can fly?
First of all you need.
Here's what I see. I see Brad in his garage, gene splicing wings on pigs, and then going out and making all of these just ridiculous bets with people, and then pulling a winged pig out of the trunk of his car.
No. It's even better. He has them pointed in a direction. Like the people will be pointed, like they'll be like, if pigs can fly, and at that point he catapults a pig just across the sky.
the early years.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, if only pigs can fly. He goes,
Pull. But it doesn't work at first, so he goes, only if pigs can fly. I said only if pigs could fly. Like his assistant is asleep. Oh, damn it, Karen! And Dave. By the way, you made the new character.
I know.
This is your fault,
the
too.
same person.
So that's a great answer. I also like to see the ones that you just mess up on.
Right?
I would also be horrified to see those. That could go one of two ways. That could be amazing or horrifying.
Like
I could make an actual trouser snake.
You could.
You could. Yeah. Would snakeskin pants also be considered a trouser snake?
Oh my god, that's the that's the opposite end of that.
Listen, this is for our fans. Fans, send Gage pants made out of snakeskin. This needs to be a thing.
He'll find a way to wear them.
I could rock it, I think. Let me grow a mullet out.
You could be Gage.
What you need are snakeskin pants, a mullet, and a leather vest with no shirt underneath.
and a Texas hat, like cowboy hat that is bent in. The brim is bent in too far.
If he's got a bandana on, isn't he just the guy from Poison after
Yeah,
that?
he's Brett Michaels. You're Brett Michaels. But do you like the name Gage Dundee? Because I really do. Can you change your last name to Dundee, or just have a kid and his name is Gage Dundee and then your last name?
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Okay, I need a promise, a handshake.
So we'll see what happens. No affirmative actions can or will be made. I'm not. This is not a your firstborn kind of deal.
Oh my god, he's Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, that's like name your firstborn. Name your firstborn whatever you want, but at least give me like the third.
Oh,
one.
okay.
The third one.
That's a reasonable.
Yeah, who gives a shit about the third one?
You know what? How about this?
I'm the third one as well. High five!
Ones, yeah.
I will make this bet with you.
Okay.
Or agreement.
Okay. Is this
I
like
will let you name my sixth child.
Can I go with the fourth?
No, fourth is a reasonable number that I could have. That's 2 pregnancies if it's twins. I'm
Hold on.
doing.
If you have twins, can I name at least one of them?
No, you could name the sixth child.
Why'd you have 6 kids now?
Whether it's a boy or a girl, it's named Buchanan. I know that already.
No, that's reserved, especially for my kids.
I call Godfather.
Yes.
Love it.
Approved.
I like that you
not of
approved
my
it,
kids.
not the,
You know what? I'll take your sixth kid.
Okay.
Naming him.
Perfect.
but you might also take him.
By the way, I may or may not name it like Mufasa.
That's fine. Mufasa is a name of power.
Wakanda forever.
Okay. So,
Gage, you finally have your answer?
I do.
Okay.
Now that we've given you enough time.
I would want to create the holes from Toontown.
Ooh.
You just throw a hole in the ground and can teleport everywhere you want. Like a rabbit hole.
That's a great idea.
And it pops you up wherever you want.
That's a really good idea. God. You could
Ever since that game, I've been like, this would be amazing.
You could be like, oh, I need a beer from the fridge, and you just plop it down on the ground and then reach in and pull out a beer.
I didn't even think about that being a possibility.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could be like, oh shit, I'm almost 2 minutes late for work, and you just pop it down and then you're at work. That's great. Like you were wanting to go to the bar tonight, and you drove here. Boom, plop a circle down, jump in, bar.
First of all,
Or home.
then no one would ever drive again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would never have to drive again, which would be amazing.
Think about
Think about DUIs being gone.
not just DUIs, but
That's a massive.
we'd be
drug
saving
test.
Earth.
Oh yeah, cars are.
Imagine all the extra space when you can just throw away infrastructure.
We could. This is gonna.
Well,
date
see,
the
the problem
video.
is too. People can also use that for evil. They can just literally be like, "I want inside the bank vault."
Okay, well, you know what? It's my job to create it. It's the government's job to create like anti-teleporting device that allows you to not steal money from a
Hold on,
bank.
you're taking the plot of Jumper with Aiden Christensen
You absolutely
and giving
did.
it to everyone. I'm just saying, like, you want Samuel L. Jackson to show up and just be like, just taking a pair of scissors and cutting out the circle. By the way,
Also, if the circle's in your pocket, does that mean someone with another circle can reach inside your pocket?
and take your change.
Oh, God.
Gage is over there, like, a little to the left, a little to the left. Bingo!
Oh my god.
Oh, I'd have too much fun with this.
I want to say something, but I just don't want to even bother cutting it at this point.
I was like, yeah. See, you guys went criminal with it. I was like,
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Ethics be damned.
You're a
Said
super
ethics.
villain.
to create it, I have no ethical
It's kinda
obligation to anybody.
From the beginning
But I
of this,
wouldn't-
that's all I've thought is criminal. Because he's like, yeah, you
I
can use it
wouldn't-
to get a beer. And I'm like, why would you get your own? You could steal your neighbor's. Like, that was the first thing I thought of.
Or you teleport your neighbor's wife into your house to get you a beer out of your fridge.
She's already talking
oh,
to
yeah.
the other wife to be like, hey, stop sending me cigarettes in the... That's a callback. I love that.
That's a good throwback.
Good answer, Gage. I like that answer. Brad, you went supervillain with it. Dane, you had good ideas.
See, that's why I don't like going first, because mine's always, if I go last, mine's the best. If I go whoever goes first ends up with the shittiest one.
That's why we'll have to rotate. We'll have to.
Okay, Dane.
You get what I mean, though?
Yeah, no,
like, everybody forgets what happened first.
Well, in all fairness, Brad copied yours almost.
That's
wow.
not true.
Actually,
How dare you,
Sorry,
sir.
sorry. I was still thinking about Spy Kids 2.
Yeah. You definitely copied Spy
Jesus
Kids,
Christ.
too.
I've never even seen Spy Kids
Which,
2.
the worst thing about that is no one probably would have put those two and two together until you brought it up.
I know.
Just because Spy Kids 2 came out so long ago and is not really a movie you think about all too often. Maybe like a few times a year.
I mean,
It'll pop into my head.
I know, right? You also got to think with my superhero power, like where you stab it in, inject it into yourself. Inject it into yourself. You could basically learn to fly that way too. Boom.
Boom. So Brad did copy.
All right, Mike. What's your idea?
Oh,
That's right. You're fucking reading.
no.
Move on.
His superpower would be being able to read something.
Without stuttering. Darters.
Okay. My invention is you properly have to understand grammar, so stuff like that wouldn't happen. Where I'm just the sentences don't make sense. Like buffalo, 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 buffalo. Is that grammatical sentence?
Is your idea just to create grammar Nazis?
No, because
is that your unethical thing that you want to do?
You know what?
You just create grammar Nazis where you're like, they go to the people's house and literally...
So basically, he just wants to become the CEO of Twitter. Like,
pretty much, yeah. Or just run Trump's campaign. Oh!
Let's not go political with this. Come on.
With this guy? No, I actually had a good idea. I would create the belt from Mermaid and Barnacle Boy, or from SpongeBob, the belt to miniaturize stuff. And then you could turn it upside down for Wombo,
and it still miniaturizes things. Upside down.
Yes. Listen, it's not a perfect invention, but it's an invention.
You just created a shrink ray, is all you're saying.
Twice over, but you can flip it. It's stylized. You could go M or W. You're welcome. If you had a friend named
at any
William,
point when you're a supervillain, you can choose an M name or a W name, and it will work.
Yeah, like Womba. I'm okay with this.
Okay. Are you choosing the Brad one? Are you choosing the I one? Or are you choosing the Gage one?
I'm not choosing anybody.
You said it was under your thing.
Then he said, let's just go in a circle.
Yeah.
it's
He
like
just
a
gave you an
circle.
option. I'm just
It's
saying.
like a circle.
You were going to force us to fight each other Hunger Games style with words.
I don't care. I don't care how you guys want to do it. If you guys want to, if I have
Gage
to
is
choose,
more busy about Snapchat.
What? No, not me.
if I have to choose, or we could just go in a circle.
Just
Pick one.
pick. Go.
Gage, we'll just go in a circle.
So we're going that way then.
Yes, Brad.
No,
No.
I went first.
my
so
God.
Oh,
we're going-
okay.
If you're going in a circle, that means we're going
Well-
counterclockwise.
He's talking about picking a number.
Yeah,
Like it
because I
matters.
picked the category first.
He's also going to be answering. Just
Gage, pick a number between 1 and
6.
Okay.
Did you have to count that out loud?
He can't read or count. ladies and gentlemen.
Just making sure I'm picking what you wanted, Gage. Okay. Okay, this one I actually kind of like. If you were given a 1-minute ad slot during the Super Bowl that you couldn't sell, what would you fill it with?
Oh, 1 minute?
Yeah, 1 minute. What is it? By the way, underneath this it says probably with ducks and horses.
A 1 minute time slot?
Yes. At the Super Bowl.
Dude, I would just make like a 1 minute clip of just me partying my ass off, and at the very end just have all my handles on it. Like Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. And if anything, I'll just get a bunch of random people that are just like, well shit, he had a 1 minute time slot in the Super Bowl. We should add this guy. Instantly an influencer, blue check on Twitter. I'm getting paid.
Wow. That is definitely up Gage's like alley. Like that is definitely Gage. Verbatim.
Yeah.
Alright. Brad? Because Dane wanted to go last.
yeah, I know it did.
I'm just saying, if we're going to go in a circle, let's go in a circle. Even though we're a triangle.
I guess I'll go. We'll just do it that way. So I guess my 1 minute time slot would just be a very boring modern like society man, and then it has all of Gage's like Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. And mine gets played after his no matter what. You're living a lie, bro. Alright. That's mine.
Alright.
Brad?
I have no idea.
It's a tough one.
It's super tough.
I have one that was.
You mean you
more for
literally
me.
just went one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'll give it to you because it would make sense for you to do.
Oh, would it?
Yeah. Campaign to get me drunk or high on drugs.
No, it'd be a campaign for Brad to be president. or run for whatever.
Right?
out
That would actually
office
be better.
Yeah.
that he wants.
That would actually be better.
Okay,
but
then take that idea.
No, I think if anything, I would probably come up with some random product
Just some bullshit off the
doesn't
wall.
exist, and put on like a price, like, you know, make it semi-realistic, but be like $39.99, and it's something like amazing, and a phone number down there, but have it to be like a 1-800 like call line, like
It's
for
just
like
a sex
showgirls. Yeah. So everybody's calling to get this product, and all they keep getting is this 1-800 sex line.
What you need
I
to
like
do is you need to connect a number. You know how you can, like nowadays, you can buy phone numbers and stuff and have like the voicemail set up through like Google and stuff. Like businesses do this. So you need to invest in that. And the voicemail is you just rickrolling everyone that calls in.
Oh. Yeah, like that.
It would be great.
What the fuck was that
And that
supposed
was
to be?
not it.
Never gonna leave you down.
I didn't want copyright reasons. I don't want to see the whole thing.
guess
Yo,
what?
we're not actually using the song.
And we're off pitch and barely know the words. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're words. But yeah,
That would also be
Yeah.
amazing. Yes.
Rickroll
yes.
the
Rickroll
nation.
everybody.
Just in that,
But yeah, just some random freaking thing. Yeah.
So yeah, mine would be in the same vein of that type of like just be an asshole to
Yeah.
everybody for a minute. But first, the one thing I want to talk about first that no one else seems to have brought up is the fact that you have a minute in the Super Bowl and you cannot sell it. Like that's the idea that nobody wants it. Like, that is the most bullshit thing in the world that no one else would want a minute.
No, I
they
think
wouldn't pay you $1
it's-
million.
It's saying that.
No, I understand the
Yeah.
premise of the question, but like, in the sense of being like, you've got a minute of the Super
Dude, and
Bowl.
$1 million? No,
That's
they're
nothing
paying
for-
like
yeah.
$1 million per 30 seconds.
It's fucking.
It must
nuts.
be a really horrible time slot, like right after the halftime show, when people are like, "Oh, I just watched the halftime show. It's about to go over to the next quarter of the
Bathroom
football
break.
game."
Yeah,
Bathroom
where
break.
no one's watching.
Yeah,
But that's honestly the perfect time slot for this because it would just be such a dick thing to do. I just, and I may be the only one that finds this funny. I want to put as many as I can spoilers for all the like as many movies as I can find.
Just for a minute.
Just for a minute straight, you're just sitting there spoiling like 100 or 200 movies.
you were more supervillain than the supervillain in our group.
That's because I
Brad.
didn't think it would be good for me to say my actual idea, which was just literally have like a fake like emergency broadcast system announcing like a missile attack or something.
He brought it back. He brought it back. Both ideas are real. You guys are asses. Hold on, Gage. Are they assholes?
Yes, but my favorite kind of assholes. Oh.
I love that idea.
I think it'd be perfect in the way that the culture works right now, where everybody's like, "No spoilers, and you just spoil a shit
Oh
ton
my
of
god,
movies.
that would be amazing.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, do old movies, but also like throw in like movies that
Endgame.
came out like last week.
Yeah.
Like-
Sharon Tate dies at the end. Or she doesn't. Sorry, she doesn't die at the end.
And speaking on like the culture being no spoilers, I was on Facebook once and I fell for the dumbest one and I knew it was coming. I just couldn't stop myself. But you know the ones that are like, no spoilers here, and then it was 3 pictures of actual car spoilers, and I couldn't stop myself from looking at the 4th, which was like a spoiler for whatever movie it was.
it's like, God damn it.
And I knew it was coming, and you can't stop.
Dane, I have a question for you. Sidetracks question.
Got it.
What is the one movie you want to spoil right now? That maybe people haven't seen because it's the older one, or just you just want to say
guys,
right now.
I actually have one right now. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Okay, add the beep sound. And we
Okay,
just
so
try to-
it's it's called Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Are you aware? You're aware of this movie?
Yeah, I'm more of a Spacebound fan, but that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, at the end of the movie, turns out that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. It's nuts.
Brad, you're not
crazy.
Surprised. Act surprised, you son of a bitch.
He is your guest.
Apparently, I'm the only one that's seen this movie. So.
I know. That's crazy.
Asshole. Just pointing at Brad.
I'm just gonna keep spoiling old movies. Turns out that Kevin Spacey was Kaiser Soze the whole time.
No. What?
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. Snake killed Dumbledore.
Lost was all a dream.
Or purgatory, we're not sure.
Everyone's still confused on that one.
Give us the answers, J.J. Abrams. I love that idea. I really do, Dane. That was a great idea. Oh my gosh. That was great. Alright. Dane.
See, I went last and I won.
Oh my gosh. Dane, number between 1 and 9. Preferably not 6, but you can.
2.5.
Okay.
That's question 5 and 2.
That's still between 1 and 9.
Okay, I like this question. Which of your personality traits has been the most useful?
Say that one more time.
Which of your personality traits has been the most useful? I'll go first. My biggest personality trait that has been the most useful is my humor, or my joyous tone, because I've been often told that depending on my mood, it affects everyone. So if I'm in a good mood, everybody else is in a good mood, and when I'm in a bad mood, everybody is kind of just, Mike's not in a good mood, so I guess nobody else should be, kind of thing.
That was very sincere and heartfelt.
Happy Mike, happy
And,
life.
and I quite enjoyed it.
We need to make that and put it above your door frame to your house. A happy Micah is a happy life.
Happy.
What did you just say? Micah? Happy Micah?
Happy Micah, happy life.
That's in front of yours, Dave. Happy Micah, happy life. I turned into Kurt Cobain before the shotgun.
Okay. Above your door, it's just going to be a series of random letters. Just, you make it what you will. Because words are hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, Brad, what is your best personality trait? You don't have any, so Dane.
Apparently we're being sincere with this, because I was going to go funny.
You can. I couldn't think of anything other than my humor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess disattachment, honestly.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Deep but true. I get that shit.
I was going to say you're...
Cold dead heart, thank you.
His rock hard abs.
Your objectivity.
Permanence.
Yes, what you said. Where you're able to go either way on sides of the spectrum, but you're open to stuff. You're not hard set, dead set in your way. Even though you are, because you're stubborn, but sometimes you're not.
When you choose not to be stubborn, then you're not stubborn.
Yeah, when you're not being an ass.
Wow, you both went the sincere way.
Lighten it up.
All right, we're gonna go with my sociopathic tendencies.
This is why you're the fan favorite.
I like to manipulate people as though they were chess pieces.
Okay.
And then once they've done what I wanted with them, I then move them forward like pawns and have them destroyed so that new people can show up in my life.
You're willing to sacrifice.
I'm willing to sacrifice all of you guys. Except for Gage, because we're soulmates.
Absolutely. Longest lasting relationship.
It's true.
That's a good answer. That's a solid answer. You're like Harry Potter.
That's what I was thinking.
We're on the pieces.
Yeah.
Like we're Ron and Hermione on the pieces, and you're just like
Mike to Rook 8.
Yeah. Even though Even though I'm getting set up to get destroyed by either a queen, a rook, a bishop, or a knight. Either way, I'm screwed. Well, Gage here is the king.
Gage would be the queen.
Yeah.
The most powerful piece, by the way.
God.
I would.
Some chess knowledge for you.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I know.
What a
Nerd alert.
What a riveting podcast we have. Gage.
I just watched. So when you watch a old Disney movie on like VHS, you have all the classic shorts that they have, and I just watched the chess one with the old man that plays by himself.
Just
and then
because
fakes
why
a
you're watching Bug's Life? Is that what
it was on Bug's Life.
I love those short movies so much.
Yeah, they're classics. I would have to say for me,
The drummer.
okay. I'll continue because I was so rudely interrupted. I'd probably say like my adaptability between people. Like I know exactly who I'm talking to. So through that, I know and can change my words and stuff like that to literally just appeal exactly to the individual person, no matter on what spectrum of kind of person they are. I can be there.
You gauge the audience.
Some would say.
I would have said your weaponized sexuality.
Weaponized? Wow.
Dane, that was spot on. Can you do that for Brad and I? Like, can you because you went sociopathic tendencies and then that for Gage. Can you do something for us?
Holy crap.
Weaponized sexuality. I love you so much. That's great. That one's the hidden aspect. That's the hey, look over here. And that one just comes out of nowhere. Slides right in, if you will.
Yeah, that's right.
You're Jesse Ventura, you're the sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex. Shout out to Predator.
Really, there are not enough shout-outs to Predator.
You're really not, yeah. Dutch and Carl Weathers' character.
I like that we never will know his name, but it will always be that moment when they're grabbing each other's arms and doing a pretend arm wrestling contest.
Oh,
by the way, speaking of just Arnold Schwarzenegger in general, have you guys heard of the commentaries he leaves on movies?
No.
Where you can look up clips of like Total Recall, and he literally just talks about the scene. Like he's like a lady sits down on his lap, and he's like trying to look at the news, and he just goes, "See, this scene is great because she's trying really hard to get in my way, so I don't see the news." I'm like, amazing, thank you. He just describes the scene as great.
Since we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was talking about this with another friend, but I wanted to talk to you guys about it too.
You're cheating on
Would
us?
you get a little bit?
Okay.
Would you guys watch an entire movie based on? There's no George Clooney or the I don't remember his name, the Robin character, but it's just a 2-hour movie of Arnold Schwarzenegger being Mr. Freeze, making ice puns. Because I would definitely watch a 2-hour movie of that, of him just running around making ice puns as Dr.
But
Freeze.
But the only requirement of that, today's CGI with his original costume. So he just looks so out of date. And like he literally looks like he's just copied and pasted into whatever movie. And he's just...
I absolutely 110% yes.
Can we crowdfund this?
Because I often quote what killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age. I love that line so much.
Classic.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you're out there and you're a fan of our podcast, let's make this happen. I'm down with it.
You know what? Even if we can just get you for an interview, that's all that matters.
Call into the podcast, say hi, please. Dane won't be here.
Okay.
Great answer, great segue. I love that question. Oh my god. Gage, whoever is next to answer.
We're on to the next.
We answered that.
Yeah,
We're
we're
the
mo-
sexual
Jesus.
Tyrannosaurus. All right.
Everybody had theirs.
Alright, I'm changing all my handles.
The
The
sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Can you talk about your weaponized sexuality?
Hey, yeah, man. What's your Snapchat? What's your Twitter? The sexual Tyrannosaurus. Long story.
I may have to change my contact in my phone to that.
Oh man.
That would be great because
Wow.
it is Pidgeotto right now for him.
He's not Pidgeotto anymore.
I know he's a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
I have not evolved my Pidgeot just because I don't want a Pidgeotto because of you assholes.
Yeah, good call. All right. Next question, Brad. I believe you are next to pick 1 through 9.
3.
If you were given 1,000 acres of land, what would you do with it? We've kind of talked about this.
Yeah,
by the
we
way.
have. I was thinking, do I go my evil tendencies?
Well, you are a supervillain, yes.
Yeah.
Anti-humanitarianism at its finest. Fully embodied by Boo Radley here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd have to go my normal self of... Gage just already covers, like, this is gonna be bad. This is what's banning us right now.
You're gonna put us on the ground before we took off, Brad.
Go ahead, Trump.
God.
Wow.
What a great compliment you could give Brad.
I was about to say we're cutting that, but now I'm like, might have to stay.
Huge amount of farmland.
1,000 acres, I think he said, right?
1,000 acres.
1,000 acres, yes.
Yeah. Huge amount of farmland is what I'm going to turn it into.
Got it.
All be farmed by locals, only sold to the elites. No one below $100,000 gets any access to it.
So you're just creating serfs again? It's a medieval joke for you.
It's some more knowledge for you.
Ah.
All right. What's the product, Brad?
Depends on the area.
Africa.
You can't farm Africa.
You can farm
As long as it's
certain-
lions, you can.
You're not wrong. There are still farmable lands. They do irrigation and stuff like that.
So
That's some knowledge for you.
Dane, the reason
Nerd.
the reason I bring this up is we've had this conversation before of
I'd need more than just the acreage, though, to do my original plan.
right. So
My idea might be the same as yours.
so the idea was
I think Brad and I are just the same
Let
person.
don't let Dane say his before you.
Yeah, we'll bounce
elaborate.
ideas off once it gets to you.
There we go.
okay. I digress.
Because I actually think I wasn't going to involve you in this originally, but I think it would work between the three of us.
Gage.
You're roped in now,
Gage
Gage.
is now roped in. What we do is we create a commune.
Oh, that's where I'm going with it.
Oh yeah, see, all right,
Yeah.
there we go. So
we had a conversation on this earlier.
we did, yeah.
Yeah.
We create a commune with. I mean, you have 1,000 acres, so I mean, you have a shit ton of land. You just start building little mud huts
Mud huts.
on the land. They're easy to make, mud huts, and then you have all your people. They have no shoes, and they just wear simple robes and stuff like that. And they would just give us all their possessions, and they would worship us as gods.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
you're the Manson family.
Yes, but
Yeah.
more successful.
So, my that actually plays really close to my original idea of
Yeah,
my
see?
super villainous that he's brought up, which is also eventually turning tribes against each other in a Hunger Games type scenario.
I mean, we could definitely do that. So, based on the fact that we were gods, we could all take our own separate tribes. Because there's 3 of us. We each take our own seperate tribes.
I I'm
like
out
our,
of this.
like
leave
a
the-
life-size game of Risk.
Exactly!
This would be awesome.
You can't tell me that you wouldn't participate in that.
Come on.
And like you like reinforce little key points with more people as like some of your little peons start starving out, and you were losing some traction. So yeah, you just reinforce certain places. This would be fun.
Yes. I'm all down for this.
Sounds like a
So is this the
movie.
reason why we get banned now? Because I just told us
But
told everyone we should play Risk with real people.
Here is also the key thing I want to do with this property.
Okay.
1,000 acres. Everyone will be known who owns it or whatever. I want to take like a 5 square mile or 5 square acres and talk to Google and just put image unavailable in the middle of my property. For no reason. There's nothing there. I just want people to be like, God, this guy has 1,000. Someone somewhere will research it. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, they'll come across the gray blob in the middle of my property. And they're just going to be like, oh no, what's here? And it's going to become this whole thing. It's going to be great.
Like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
realize that anyone that comes to look at the gray square in Google is going to be hunted.
Well, here's the good thing
The
about
most
it.
dangerous
Yes.
predator. Prey.
They're
Yes.
going to want to know what's on it. And I'm going to charge for tours of just a 5 acre patch of grass.
So you get their money. And
So
then,
I get
and
their
then
money.
They're hunted.
That's just robbing and killing.
But they're okay with it.
They volunteered.
I promise you they'll sign a waiver and not read it.
This is a pumpkin patch farm, like maze kind of thing that you just created.
Ah, this would be great.
Oh my god! All right.
You started this.
Yeah.
You told him to go evil, and so I just made it evil.
And then Dane just assumed I would follow along.
And then you did.
He was
And
right.
yeah, he wasn't wrong.
Okay. I
Why?
guess
Do you have something nice you would do?
Actually,
Hold
funny
on.
enough, I did.
Keyword did. He's like, I can't be nice now.
That's why I love when Mike starts, because it's just like this wholesome, like, awesome thing. And then it's like, oh
just
god,
goes
it just
darker.
goes dark real quick.
Because I've often said Brad and I are pretty much the same person, but we do have variations where he's the villain, I'm the
I'm
hero.
like the dark side of him. That's what it is.
Oh my god. Alright, so my idea for the 1,000 acres is to create life-size board games. Like Monopoly, Candyland,
Risk.
Sure. Why not? I guess I'm part of this now, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have is coming up with board games.
I like the
Shoots and ladders. You
life-size board game. Even Shoots and Ladders would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Because there's just giant chutes and ladders just over a whole section.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you better climb that, you son of a bitch.
Or it's the pit of snakes.
Or it's your
Especially
oh, shoots.
with get out fast.
Yeah.
I made a saw trap. But yeah, Candyland, you have, I drew a card of this giant lollipop and go over a lollipop.
I mean, there's also like the like chocolate swamp in the middle of that where
Yeah.
people are just drowning
Yeah.
in chocolate.
And the way I actually see this is like
Johnny Depp chocolate factory.
no, it gets literally put together in the most half-assed fashion, and then like no one ever goes, and fast forward 20 years where now it just like everything's fallen over. It's a haunted game of Candyland and just like deserted. There's a hobo who's living in the bus. Just some crazy shit.
What
He
game involves a bus?
might have an idea here. Think of this: life-size mousetrap.
Ooh.
That would be fucking awesome.
We're thinking for a completely different reason than you are, buddy.
Yes, but the problem with Mousetrap is it never worked. So in order to make a life-size version of it, you have to make a Mousetrap that doesn't work.
Well, what you do is it goes to trap you, and you're like, no, and then it doesn't work, and you're like, I get it, and then a pit opens up below you, and you fall into like spikes or some shit.
The snakes. The
Just
snakes.
that voice comes out, fatality.
fall into the pit of snakes and you see a head emerge.
I have to make a segue here because he specifically brought up the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Of all of them, who chooses that one?
I chose it because of the first scene where Augustus Gloop falls into the river.
That's
because,
in the other one too.
No, I know, but it's because it's Tim Burton and it's Nightmare Fuel. I mean, they literally have a section in the movie where they're singing a song and then the puppets catch on fire. Like, that movie is Nightmare Fuel. The Gene Wilder one is amazing.
Go back and watch the tunnel scene.
The tunnel scene in the Gene Wilder?
In the Gene Wilder one.
That is the only, like, messed up part. But then you have the Johnny Depp one where he's, like peering off into the distance and going, I just had a memory, a flashback of my father.
Well, that's because the Gene Wilder one went I'm going to serial kill a bunch of kids, but I'm going to make it seem like it's great.
Which is
type
fun.
thing. But, would you say which is fun?
Which is... no. Which is fine.
Whereas the other one went like it's a creepy chocolate factory where no one would actually go to. At least the Gene Wilder one makes sense for why kids would want to be there.
Right. That's why I was saying, because you mentioned the chocolate swamp and people being in there. That's why I was saying it's like a horror themed now.
I guess that's true, but I always thought of Willy Wonka as a horror theme anyways.
Yeah, I guess. It just... Gene Wilder has a special...
Because I will tell you though, in the Johnny Depp one, they're shown as alive. In the Gene Wilder one, they don't show those kids again.
Yep. You're right about that. But in the Charlie Chocolate...
I never actually realized that.
Because nobody cared at that point.
Oh, God.
He definitely murdered 4 kids to give a kid a chocolate factory.
Thanks for definitely ruining the past 24 years of my life because of that comment. My whole life's a lie!
I mean, honestly, though, with the Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder one, you don't see what happens. Like, anything could have happened. But then you watch the Charlie Chocolate Factory Johnny Depp one, and you have a person who literally blew up like a blueberry, and then she got squeezed. He specifically said, we're gonna squeeze her. And then now she's just super, like, bendable. Nightmare Fuel. Just saying. Or there's Augustus Gloop who was like, I'm made of chocolate now, and he's, like, eating his hand.
I still say what's unseen is a lot scarier than what's seen. That's why every horror movie where they don't show you the monster, like all the parts where you're not showing you the monster, are far more terrifying because you can put whatever is most scary to you.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yep. You know what? How about this? We'll leave this up to the audience. This is an audience question. Which is scarier? Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp?
It's because you can't ask the question, which one's a better movie?
Well, that's why we're going, which one's scarier? Is it scarier to see the ending or to just assume the worst, I guess? Alright. So my turn, I picked category 4. What cartoon do you still like to watch? More recently, I started rewatching Samurai Jack again because I bought the entire series and I was like, I'm going to watch this through and through. Still really good. The introduction, like the Aku speaking and Samurai Jack, kind of thing. I still remember scene for scene the introduction of that. Of him teleporting or time traveling, whenever. Still
Does
really
it have
good.
the new season on it?
It does.
Okay, cool.
I haven't gotten to it. I haven't seen the new season.
I've been wanting to go back and watch all that because I saw parts of the new season and I was like, I gotta watch the whole thing again before I do this.
Yep, I would say so. I mean, the first season alone is 5 hours long, so
It's fucking nuts.
yeah, it's good though. Shout out to Phil Lamar. I freaking love you. He's great.
He's so good.
I'm gonna have to go with Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh, not the blue.
It's not a cartoon.
It's not a cartoon.
I mean, it was pretty much CGI.
No.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, just classic. I think I've just finished rewatching it 2 months ago.
Are we in the same timeline? Because even when we're not together, I just watched the Avatar: The Last Airbender 2 months ago.
Because we're the same person.
I think so.
Yeah, it's always a good one.
I haven't seen all of it.
What?
Ever? Does it? No, I've seen like the first like 2 seasons or
No,
whatever.
you haven't seen all of it.
I haven't seen all of it. I don't know how it ends. Don't spoil it.
I would
I'm not
actually say Avatar gets better as
with
the
time,
seasons go.
Yeah,
Like literally, I think the first season is the weakest season, and then
Mhm.
second season's really good, and third season is friggin' amazing.
like the last kind of thing I remember is the Earthbender blind girl.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it is a show I want to watch. I kind of petered off of it when I got a little bit older. It just wasn't something I kind of.
Well, I did too for a long time, and then I was like, "Holy shit!"
There have been times where I've been like, I could buy the entire series and watch
Don't you
it.
have it? Do you have it?
I have it, yeah, but it's technically not mine right now. I can get another series of it, but I just haven't needed to.
So I do want to watch it, but again, I haven't been around to it. It's like Futurama. I haven't seen all of Futurama. Like every single episode, I've seen a good chunk of it, but I want to watch it through and through. Like I haven't seen all of the movies. I can tell you that.
It's because the movies are terrible.
Well, I own it. I own the like big collection of it.
Definitely watch through everything, but if I'm honest, like you could literally skip the entire 6th season, which is the 3 movies, and go into the 7th season, and you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's just a reboot.
It's like
after that.
Twin Peaks. The 2nd season, you can skip like 13 of those episodes and be fine. Something like that. So
See the way like
brought it back to
Futurama,
old school.
Family Guy, American Dad. These are all things that I love to watch, but they're like my white noise. Like,
very
like
much
I'm going
so.
to sleep, so I'll only watch like an episode or 2, and then I'll miss like 3 before Netflix asks me if I'm still watching,
And then you gotta go back.
and then I don't remember where I'm at. So I've watched like Family Guy. I've watched Family Guy all the way through, probably like 5 times over the past 6 years or so. But it makes it really fun because I know enough about Family Guy that I get jokes and all that stuff. But every time I watch Family Guy, every once in a while I get a whole brand new episode that I didn't even know existed. So it's great. It's like a little sprinkle on top of the cake.
Oh yeah, I would say Family
Little
Guy,
surprise in there
American
for
Dad,
you.
all that. If I had to pick a show that I can still watch, that I watched from my childhood, a show that I can still watch and still have it be one of the most amazing things, I would have to say the first.
Powerpuff Girls.
Also good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
Mojo.
Any
so
of those
good.
freaking ones
The
in that time
first,
period.
the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob.
I can't argue with it. SpongeBob was great. And SpongeBob has done nothing but get funnier as you grow up because all of the
But only for those
innuendos
first 4
and
seasons.
references,
Yeah.
they got
Yeah,
thrown
you
in
understand them more.
there. Yeah. They're relatable as a child and an adult. Everything was double-edged. It's great.
Oh, so good.
And if we're being honest, how about those video games?
So
Come on
good.
now.
They were really good. Holy shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This one's hard for me because that's like 90% of everything I watch is cartoons.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go across the way, though. Dragon Ball Z.
Little anime. I like it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that one, it'd have to be Bleach. But Dragon Ball Z is probably the one that I know I watched when I was younger,
And you've watched it.
and I've
again.
watched it, I still watch it. Right there.
I have never...
Do you also have the thing where you go back and watch Dragon Ball Z and realize just how terrible like the first 2 arcs were?
Oh my god. I watched it like this last year, just the Saiyan saga and that. I'm like,
it's one of those
this
like,
is horrible.
oh, I gotta slog through this.
So Dragon Ball Z for me, I had never really got into it as a kid. Everything I got into, like, I think I watched Naruto over Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. I just never had friends that were super big into it and stuff like that. But when I was deployed, stuff like TV shows and we all have like hard drives full of movies and TV. It's a currency. And someone had it and I was like, fuck it, why not? We'll give it a try. Yeah, and then ended up binge watching all of Dragon Ball Z in a matter of too little time to admit.
And being an adult and only 2 years ago, them coming back out with Super.
Mhm.
Oh, super pumped to watch
Oh, yeah.
that. That was amazing.
So good. I gotta actually admit something. I have seen one episode of Bleach. I have never sat and
Really?
watched through Bleach.
I
The main reason why is because I didn't get into it as a kid. It is just too much. Like where Dragon Ball Z is at least feels manageable.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach is literally still going. Like it's some sort of craziness. Where
I mean, it's not, but yeah, it's super long. It's crazy long.
It's not still going in the manga.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think that stopped about 2 years ago too.
Holy
if we all sound weird, Mike just walked up with the candy bar and started handing out candy. So,
sorry. That was
with
great. Thank you.
Bleach, though, I got into that like in middle
Call me
school,
Willy
high
Wonka.
school. You know, so I went through English, and then went through dubbed, and then got into subtitles, and then got to like episode 300 and some bullshit. I literally had a book that I kept in our like office where I would write the number of the episode that I was on because I would watch them so frequently, and there's so many that you can't
have to
remember
keep them,
where you're
Yeah,
at.
it was like 8-9 years ago. I was watching them on Adult Swim, like every Saturday, and I got so far like into it that I started watching them like online,
Yeah, absolutely.
and finding the subtitled ones and just binge watching through them.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't
The
know why
issue-
it never was like. It literally just hit that point of just like, there's too much.
Well, you can cut out like
a lot.
at least 4 different arcs that are just retarded that
So
you do
that's-
not need to
that's
see
what
at
I was
all.
gonna say. That was the worst thing. Bleach was probably one of the worst about it. Is just their filler.
Oh, they had
episode-
so much filler.
But their filler had no carryover. It would literally be like, this is super intense, awesome battle just ended, and all of a sudden, like, completely different world. Nothing to. They didn't even address what
There
just
was only
happened.
one filler that they ever addressed anything with.
Which one?
The bounce
Yeah.
was the only one they ever addressed ever.
It was bad. You would have to look up, literally look up, like.
Don't look at me like
Google-
that. I know I'm a nerd.
I was gonna say. The one anime that I did love, I think I still love more than even Dragon Ball Z, and this is hard for me to admit that, is Yu Yu Hakusho. Did you ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho? Because I love that so much. And it doesn't even have to be like I've watched it again, like through the seasons multiple times, and I would actually, you know how lots of those fighting shows have the arena, like you do the tournament. I would say that Yu Yu Hakusho had the best tournament.
I would agree. I actually hated that show until it got to the tournament.
It was fucking
And
amazing.
the tournament was amazing.
It was so good, and then it kept being good after that. Like it really did. Like that tournament really like turned it around.
Yeah.
Is Yu Yu Hakusho the one where it's the guy with the like green outfit and he has a
Yep, he
ability
has a spirit gun.
Yeah.
where
He's got his friend with the third eye, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do remember that show. I watched it when I was little. I haven't seen all of it, but
Yeah,
I remember
I've seen that like at least 10 times over. But I also tried to get Spencer to watch that one, and like he loved it up until I don't know if you remember all of it. There's this arc in the 3rd season where they have this old spirit detective come back, and he has all these other like little kids that have spirit powers under his ability, and it just becomes so fucking stupid. And it's like, oh my god, why? Why? And then you get to the 4th season and it's fucking amazing again. So all you need to do is just cut out the 1st season and the 3rd season, and Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing. But I still, it just has a soft spot in my heart. And I mean, I could sit and talk about fucking old school shows for
absolutely,
crazy
right?
amount
Yeah,
of time.
absolutely.
So, if you want to continue on with another question, you can. Or we can just bullshit this for the next like hour.
Gage.
There's got to be more
It's-
shows that you want to talk about.
Oh, are we bullshitting or going to the next question?
I mean, it is your turn to pick the next question, so you can just say.
7.
Ooh.
And another
Good answer. Good answer. Like the Family Feud thing. Good answer. Good answer.
Okay, should we go deep on this?
Or you have to give me a comparative.
Yeah.
Should we go deeper?
We're shallow.
Or just a simple
Should we
question?
do one part or the opposite?
or just a silly question? Deep or a silly question?
Let's go silly.
A deeply silly question.
I mean, we could probably make any deep question pretty silly if we really wanted to.
Okay. If you turned into your partner for a day, what would you do?
Oh God. Oh God, the things I could do as Gianna.
Okay.
No, I don't have a partner, so...
I was going to say,
You
I
have-
get to sit at home apparently and do
Yeah.
nothing.
You have me.
How about
I would just be doing the same things.
how about Dane?
I don't know. At that point, you'd be the sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Hey.
Dane, you
I'd get
can
out there.
choose someone to be, or you could just say you have a partner, because that's where I'm going. Is if I was in a relationship, well,
I think the funny part of this situation is that if you actually have someone and knowing their quirks and tendencies.
I would have sex with me.
He would look himself in the eyes as he plowed him.
bye guys. I'm leaving.
But not for the reasons you think. Just for the reasons of I could get to know my partner better sexually. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? And I'd get to fuck myself, which would also be pretty cool.
Hey guys, I'm back. Is he done talking?
Gage is just enough of a narcissist to want to fuck himself.
I take that as a no.
Dude, I would definitely, even, what if we just simplify this and just like, if you were the opposite sex for a day, what would you do? Since the majority of, I'm the only one here that has a partner.
Hey, are we done with this?
Sit your ass down.
Okay, I'll just sit. What were you saying?
You heard me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think I would utilize the powers of a woman. It's not the bullshit that they get away with. I'm going to go speed and I'm going to cry afterwards and not get a ticket. I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to drink for fucking free.
Get a free meal?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Hit a Tinder date. He's taking me to some fancy steakhouse and I'm ordering everything on the fucking menu. Drinks, the whole nine. Dessert. I'm getting a to-go box, whole meal. I'm ordering a second meal just to go.
You're going to Texas Roadhouse and getting extra rolls.
Well, that, I don't care
fuck?
who you are. That's a normal thing.
I like that your version of getting another meal is
Rolls.
Texas Roadhouse rolls. He picked the one thing you can get as a guy.
That's not what I meant. I meant like you got a to-go box and you just stuffed it with rolls.
No, you stuffed it with a second meal.
Go on.
The rolls go in your pocket. Come on now, this is a known thing. But yeah, I think I would I'd utilize just being a woman. I would tell Gianna I would assume my body, be like, hey, you go away. I'm going to go have some fun. And she could see how it is to be a guy and the struggles that we have to put up with every day with women's bullshit.
Whoa,
Based on any sort of body switching movie I've ever seen, most of which take place in the 80s and 90s for some reason.
Except for the change up.
God, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Why did that come out later? It had a perfect time to come out. And
It did. Yeah, it didn't.
It
Yeah.
didn't come up. It's a dumb segue. If you're gonna switch bodies, you're gonna be in that body until you learn a lesson. You're gonna have to learn how hard it is to be a woman, Gage.
But, okay.
Based on that sort of black magic body switching bullshit.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like if Gage could find out he could have multiple orgasms, he wouldn't give it up. He wouldn't find that lesson. He'd just stay that way.
he would find something else.
And then I learned No, I didn't!
I'm still a piece of shit as you push over a kid into a chocolate factory.
I would go into the light. Oh, yeah.
So Gage, you'll just be a tool, but a lady.
So you'd just be yourself.
I'd be a fuck girl? Is that a...
You would still be a sexual Tyrannosaurus, but in
A
parentheses,
sexual triceratops.
Are you saying that
Because it's got more horns, which makes it hornier. No?
I like the idea that
flop, it's
Gage
okay.
thinks only males are Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and there were only female Triceratops.
I mean, to be fair, the only thing about that though is from Toy Story. There's a female Triceratops and then a
T-Rex.
male T-Rex.
Is that where you're getting all your knowledge of dinosaurs from?
Yes, it absolutely
Sorry.
is. You're either Trixie the Triceratops or you're Rex the T-Rex.
I wasn't... These are literally all just lines you guys have drawn that work so well, but didn't even cross my mind.
Because who knows you better than us?
Fair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, well,
Dane?
okay. I
I
don't
don't
know.
even remember the question, if I'm honest.
What would you
If you
do
could-
as a
If you
girl?
could, if you could, well, yeah, opposite sex. We're just gonna open it up.
Opposite sex. Let's see. Fuck, we really talked about like all the perks.
I mean,
of
honestly,
being
yeah,
opposite.
the biggest thing is just to, like I said,
I mean,
just
granted,
take all
I mean,
advantages
yeah,
that you could.
Take as many advantages as you can and try not to get like sexually harassed. Like that's your main goal.
You can't rape the willing, Dane. And I'll be more than willing.
That's what gets us banned.
Right there, yeah. Well, it's been fun, guys. It's been a good run that we had.
A good run of nothing.
Yeah, Jesus. I actually did have a different answer than everybody else.
Oh, the good one. That's right.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Jesus H. The question was, what would you do in your spouse's body? I would say I would go treat herself / myself, I guess, and go have like a nice day out on the town. Go have dinner.
Extra rolls at Texas rolls.
So you would go on a normal date with your significant other
As
As each other.
As your significant other.
Or I would be like, hey,
I actually like the idea better that you went, I'm taking myself out. Fuck you, me.
alright, I can't save this. Anyway, I would treat herself by letting me do it for her.
I mean, that's still... You
Like,
can do that now.
She doesn't have to waste time going and getting like a pedicure, manicure. I would do that so she doesn't have to waste the time. I
You
guess.
do realize, like,
That's just you wanting to get a pedicure and a manicure.
No, because eventually I'll go back to my
no,
body
that's
and
you,
I won't have
that's
that
you
stuff.
treating yourself. You can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna treat her to a spa day while I'm in her body. That doesn't count because it's like 90% mental is what a spa day is. And that rest and relaxation, you can't be like, oh my god, she's been so tired, I'm just going to sleep for the next 24 hours. So that when she gets back in her, it doesn't work that way.
You know what? Then I guess I'm going to the bar with you guys or you gals. Is that better?
I imagine his spouse is the other side of that equation. Is literally just like, you know what? He works hard at work. I'm just gonna sit here and watch football all day. And she just sits on the couch, hands down the pants, like Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you know what? How about this? How about in my spouse's body, I'll go get drunk. So I still keep my sanity and my saneness of never being drunk.
I would love to hit the town with all of us
As
together as women. Oh,
And then when we don't want to be hit on, we just go to a gay bar.
that's no. It's for the sexual
Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus.
the Velociraptors.
They hide out there.
Hiding packs.
By the way, Spencer would love this dino talk.
Alright, what's the next question so that we can have some sort of
pick.
semblance? Oh,
Last one was 7.
pie.
That's 3.
Yeah, I've been there.
1, 5. A lot more numbers that I don't remember.
Um,
Jesus.
If you could hack into any one computer, whose computer would you choose?
Any one computer, and I have to choose a person's computer?
Yeah, or just the general computer. I'm a computer.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, you go the ridiculous way, and I think if I went the president way, I wouldn't want to know any of the national secrets. I just want to randomly look through his emails and start deleting them.
Or you just see the fifth cat GIF that he was sent
you just start opening those porn emails on his computer.
You're just spamming his computer.
Not as that's what I would do. I don't want to be a hacker for peace or for protest or anything like that. I just want to be a slight inconvenience to someone in power.
Like the thief that comes in and just doesn't steal anything, just moves shit around.
Especially a email that is a reply, that sounds good, and then you just delete that. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound good. Kind of
you
thing.
Reply something and then delete it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Good answer. I do like that answer. You want to be a mild inconvenience. Okay, Brad.
Kevin Feige.
Good answer.
Get to know everything that's happening with Marvel, and if you don't like a decision, send an email out randomly to an actor and be like, "Hey, do you want this role?"
You could cast Keanu Reeves. That would be amazing.
God, they would spend way too much money on Keanu Reeves.
Be worth it.
It would be.
Whoa. All right, that is a good answer. Did not think you were gonna go with that.
You thought I was gonna go a hell of a lot more evil than that, didn't you?
No, actually, not on that one. I would pick the Nigerian prince who keeps sending me because obviously he needs help.
He needs money, man.
He needs money.
His government's in trouble.
Or I would reply to the Russian brides that want to be my wife, I guess. Just
there you go. Then you have a partner to switch with.
God damn it. Gaugeable?
I don't know, honestly.
Riveting.
There's no one I really care about. And there's really nothing I could take off of someone's computer that would do me any good. I don't know, someone's rich, take their money.
How would getting onto their computer let you take their money?
Because of dumb assholes probably save their fucking auto-save their bank account passwords in their email browser.
The Nigerian prince.
My password is password with 5s instead of S's.
No one will ever know.
Alternating capital letters.
I just like the idea that I want just Gage who's playing the hacker in Swordfish.
Solid fucking movie reference too. God, what a great movie.
Oh my god. Alright. Who was the last one? That was Dane. Brad, pick a number.
1.
Pick a letter that corresponds to a number.
Alright.
I like that your dog is too big for his bed.
Okay. Would you rather have Batman's skills, money, and equipment? Sorry. Would you rather have Batman's skills, money, equipment, and lifestyle, or end crime around the world for good, but be poor and unnoticed?
Batman. That's
I think,
a no contest
I think
right
that's
there.
a super easy one. And the answer goes a little bit like a no, Batman.
Okay, let me just go to a different answer. You are about to get into a fight. What song comes on as your soundtrack? What song is playing while you fight? And I feel like you can't pick the Mortal Kombat theme.
Wasn't what I was gonna pick anyways.
Why does everyone default look at me first?
Whose turn is it anyway?
It's mine. Fuel Metallica.
Oh. Ooh. My answer is so much more hacky.
You know what? I will say Bulls on Parade. by Rage Against. I don't know why, but that just seems like a good beat to fight with.
I'm really surprised he didn't go like Queen, Another One Bites the Dust or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to avoid Queen music. If you want, I could come up with a Queen one.
Fat Bottom Girls.
God.
No one else thought of this.
I purposely didn't choose. I think
Definitely picking it. I have two that I want to pick, but I can't remember the name of the other one. But I can give you the situation, and you'll know exactly what song I'm talking about.
I mean, how are we? You know what? Fuck it.
Please pick Danes.
Like I said, I have two. So
No, I would. What the Eminem rap song where he's talking about, he threw up.
Oh,
the one of his
spaghetti thing.
Yeah, but I want the edited version where every other line is mom's spaghetti. You know what I mean? So I'm coming out and everyone's like, "Oh shit,
lose yourself." I think.
Yeah, lose yourself. But then one where it's just like, "Oh, I threw up on his sweater, mom's spaghetti," and it just keeps going in between mom's spaghetti and a bar, and just really throw everyone off. You're not gonna know what the fuck's going down.
Honestly, I was hoping you said Rickrolled.
No, that is not the one I was going to choose.
No, it's just for him and just in general.
Okay, honestly, first thing that went into my head, just because there's been a resurgence of it, definitely You're the Best Around from the Karate Kid.
That's a good choice. That's not the one I thought you were going to
It would either go with that or the one that was fucking amazing, and it was simply only because of this song and the final fight, the Hearts on Fire from Rocky 4.
Wow.
Where Hearts on Fire, and he's doing the montage.
You know what?
It's like those are like the perfect songs for a fight in my mind.
Those both are good answers. Not what I thought you were going to say.
What were you thinking?
Eye of the Tiger.
Oh yeah, no.
I thought that was the obvious one. But your two, great choices. I really like that. That's a good choice.
Yeah, those are good choices.
Also, my Queen song is I Want to Break.
Really?
That's because he wants to run.
Well, also, that's my favorite Queen song, is I Want to Break.
I'm not opposed to that choice, but it's just kind of an odd one. It's not one I'm used to hearing.
Yeah.
I like it.
I listen to it a lot. Bad Days, that's all I listen to. You could
You will
attest to
literally
that.
put it on repeat and listen to it for hours.
Yeah, for almost my entire shift, I listened to I Want to Break Free, and that was about like over 150 times in one go.
You did that multiple days.
Yeah, I have a lot of bad days, but that's a great answer. And honestly, I think I kind of want to buy both those songs now and get in a fight.
Just have that going. Like
See, Gage fighting. The only thing that would come into my mind would be Bodies. Disturbed.
Yeah, classic.
Just imagining him fighting somebody.
Every time I hear that song, I just think of the old guy on American's Got Talent or whatever that comes out and sings it. Love it. Well, that, and then with our friend group, the song that was in the trailer for Thor, just because no one actually knows any of the fucking rest of that beat or the words to that song, so it's like something happens in our friend group and someone will just be like,
Immigrant song as well.
What?
By Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Immigrant song.
Interesting. That or...
I'm glad that you also knew.
Yeah, I say we got time for like one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Where are we at?
Hour 3.
So about what the other one was. Okay.
These go really quickly. Time flies when you're having fun.
All right. So, my question is, what food combination do you want to ban? You get controversial with the
Ban? Really?
Mm-hmm. Nothing. I love food.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Well, there was a Reddit 50/50 post that we saw that somebody put baked beans on a pizza, and that was disturbing.
I could eat that.
I could eat that, yeah.
All right, not choosing that. I also went to school with a girl who put mustard on her pizza, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
That's different, but not
I can see it like being good.
unacceptable. Depends on what toppings are.
Yeah.
Would you guys like me to pick?
Ketchup and macaroni.
I've eaten it.
I'm done.
I thought it was
There
gross
are
when I was a
things
kid.
that do like, meh. Doesn't do it for me because I just love cheese. So you put extra cheese in the macaroni.
Exactly.
But
I've had it before.
I've had it. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm not saying I'm gonna choose it, but
Yeah, but I wouldn't ban it. Other people enjoy it. It's kind of semi-sacrilegious, but fuck it. I probably do plenty of other things.
Anybody dipping mayo?
I mean, if we're honest, we have fry sauce here, so it's basically just dipping mayo.
Dude, but fry sauce is so much different.
Yeah, it's different.
Because it's ketchup and mayo.
Exactly.
It's a completely different flavor.
I'm not saying it's not, but it's still just as bad.
You technically could dip mayo depending on what you're eating. If you're eating tuna, you could dip mayo.
Were you dipping the tuna in the mayo?
Basically.
It's an entire fish.
No, I'm thinking like a packet of tuna or a can of tuna.
I also think like you just grabbed like a piece of tuna out of there, like a chip, and you're just dipping it in mayo.
You would basically,
Yeah, come on, man.
Like that
Who does
mentality
it?
that you're just like, ooh, fish chips.
Oh.
Would you guys like a different question?
Yeah.
All right. How about a deep one?
Sure.
These have not gone well, but okay.
What makes a person beautiful to you?
God damn it.
Or do you want a different one?
No, it's fine. I'm just saying we're gonna end on a really like somber note if we do it this way.
Let me go to funny. How about that?
Because we could start a pot. We could do that whole question, and like we would get really deep and personal with each other. Or
I mean, who's going first? Because I feel like the last person is going to be the one that is like the dick and is like, what's the one thing you want in a relation, with the girl you're in a relationship with? And it's like, me inside her. Like, that's what the last person's going to say.
I'm starting off because...
So, I mean, then you get to choose whatever... You get to choose it, then.
So, see, it would have ended on Gage, I'm telling you. That's what would have happened.
Or him.
Alright, so the last question would be, what would be the absolute worst name you could give your child?
We were just talking about this.
Because we were talking about Carson.
Oh, gotcha. Well, also, Gage Dundee. We have a bet. I don't want to go generic and go Hitler, so I won't.
I don't really think it's a generic. That's
so generic. Everybody, who doesn't have that
generic,
name?
that's
I went to school with 6 of them.
Yeah.
6 Hitlers.
And technically, you would name them Adolf.
Adolf, yeah.
Which you might almost be able to get away with now.
Now?
Probably now. Well, it's such an old name. That's the problem. Now, they'd be like, okay, still Adolf Hitler. Like, it's.
I mean, you just say Adolfo, and then you're like, boom, done. Just add an O at the end of it.
That's worse. That's
Benito.
Benito.
Horrible dictators. The more you know.
That's some more knowledge for you.
Nerd. I guess I'll go with I'm gonna go with Link.
Really?
As the worst name?
I think it's kind of.
By the way, I've got somebody in my family named Zelda. So and another one, Zora. So why not add a Link to that? That's all I'm saying.
Why not? All right.
Honestly, my thought would be any of those stupid generic names that like rich people use, like Apple.
That was so better than my answer. I want to change my answer.
That is a really bad name. I'm just gonna say it because I think it'll be really funny if your brother actually names your nephew this. My mom came up with a name for his brother, who both he and his wife have odd names, and so she put them together and created Farkle.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna bite, but
I own that game.
That's true. I forgot that it was a game.
It's a game.
I wonder if that's why you're like sparking.
She's never seen that game, so I don't know where that came from.
That's odd.
But definitely Farkle is a game. There's a bunch of different versions of it too.
So mine is kind of, it's 2 names technically. But I had a friend and her friend, they had a child, and they named their child first name Honey, middle name Bear. Here's why this is the worst thing they could do. But as of right now, they call him Bear, which I think is fucking awesome. More power to you. Except they then explained it that they named him Honey Bear so that in the future, if he decided not to be male anymore, he had a feminine name still. He could go by Honey. And it's those people that we allowed to name their children? No.
It kind of like hurts my soul a little bit.
All right.
You just have stupidity, just like
Honey Bear. Dude, I know, right? It's horrible.
What's the last name? If you
No fucking idea.
Oh, okay. All right. I would like to change my answer because I don't think I gave that a lot of thought. I would like to change my answer to Daenerys. Stop naming your kid Daenerys. It's hard to spell.
How many people do you know that's naming their kids
There's probably
Daenerys?
a huge influx of women named Daenerys since
Right.
Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, so much so there was a news article, and like it was like, because my name, Mike, has been one of the most popular names in the like top 10 names for the past like 20 years, 25 years.
Longer than that, probably, but yeah.
Well, right. So, but Daenerys, there was a huge fluctuation for Game of Thrones, and people were naming their kids like Drago and Daenerys, and I just stop.
You named your kid after the dragon?
Or what was Jason Momoa's character?
Aquaman.
Yeah,
Count Drogo.
Count Drogo. Yeah, Drogo.
Drogo.
People started naming them Drogo. I'm just like, stop. Like Daenerys, it's a fine enough name, but we're gonna have too many.
Ladies, make yourself look like Daenerys. Go for it. Great look. Don't name your kids Daenerys.
By the way, I also have another.
I realized why I thought that was the. Do you guys remember Dragonheart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dragon's name was Drogo in that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sean Connery voices the dragon.
Full circle. Wow.
By the way,
I don't know why I put that together with Game of Thrones, but
shares a name. By the way, I'm one of the fans of Game of Thrones that I hate it when people say Dany for Daenerys. I don't know why. It doesn't fit for me. Her name is Daenerys, not Dany. Dany just seems more like kid-like. I don't know why.
wow, you got way more into everybody talking about Game of Thrones than I ever did. I was like, I watched the show and I was like, there we go. Show completed. It was pretty good.
I have friends who
I
are
mean,
really
I
into
agree with you, but only for one reason. When I hear the name Danny, I think of The Room.
All right.
Oh,
You know what?
You know what's worse about that is I can't remember any of Danny's actual lines. All I remember are the fucking, oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit her. I did not.
One of Danny's lines is, "You're not my fucking mother." when he's like getting interrogated by the two women.
That chick he tries to fuck.
Yeah. Where he's like, I just like to watch you guys. I just like to watch you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was. Well,
He's
also,
creepy.
he is super creepy, and also you don't know if he's 13 or 38. So it's like. But also,
he was definitely adopted, but he almost looks like one of those people that was adopted like way late in life.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, shouldn't you be going to school? And he's like, yeah, I should. I should really go study. And then you're just like, you're 38. Why?
Are you in college or are you back in like? He's still in 7th
Is
grade.
he doing an Adam Sandler like Billy Madison thing? Like he's just going back through the grades. But yeah, it's just also you don't know if most times Tommy Wiseau is saying Danny or Denny.
He's definitely saying Denny.
Yeah. So, but anywho, that was a lot of fun. I feel like we should definitely do that again. But we should go into our pick of the week. I would like to go first. My pick of the week is The Room. Everybody should watch it. It is
Only watch it once though, and then all you gotta do is just watch it for the. You can watch The Room once all the way through, and then all you need to do is watch just clips from The Room, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, more or less. I've seen it about 9 times. But I do have to say, it's better to watch in a group.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it by myself before, and it was still fun enough to watch by myself, just because it was just like, oh, that's stupid. But it's definitely better to watch in a group, and most of the time it's been with a group. And I love,
it's way better.
I love pointing out the stuff behind it. But yeah, I've also read the book that inspired a spin-off movie called The Disaster Artist. Just all of it together, watch it. You're gonna enjoy it in a group, I'd say. That's my pick of the week.
My pick of the week is going to be a book series by Stephen King, The Dark Tower. Strap in.
But not the movie.
It's not even going to go there.
Strap on.
I would just advise no one to watch the movie ever. Horrible.
But Matthew McConaughey is the Man in Black.
He shouldn't have been.
You're right about that. He was not all right. All right.
But yeah, no, the Dark Tower series by Stephen King, great series. There's technically 7 or 8. He added a couple like 0.5s in there that could be read in sequence or at the end, just little extra stories. But it follows the adventures of the gunslinger across multiple universes and time, and shit'll just fuck you up in all of the best ways possible.
That is not one that I've read, so thank you for that. I definitely should watch. I should definitely watch it.
I should definitely not give you a ride home in your own vehicle.
I'll read it.
I might have all of them on my Kindle, and if I do, I'll let you borrow it.
Cool.
You don't have to pay for it.
I do have to say, I've read the first one, and it's just like a Stephen King novel where he is very descriptive, and it takes a while for you to read it.
And based on it, there's child sex.
Is there? I haven't read all of the Dark Tower series.
Is there child sex?
No.
In it? Yes.
Yeah, in it, definitely. I just like that you turned to him to be like, in the Dark Tower, is there consistently... does he just randomly put child sex in there?
There is
a little bit of child sex.
A minor, but having sex with another minor, so it's okay.
I mean, that's how it was, too. Yeah. That's still child sex.
Yeah, but it's also not in a horror film. It kind of seems more in place.
Okay.
It goes along with the story. I would
like to change the subject before we get.
You're gonna. There's a lot going on.
I like that I did that as a throwaway joke, and there was actually in there.
Yeah,
Stephen King's a weird dude.
But so I think the good thing about this book series is it shows you there's bits and pieces where it shows you how connected Stephen King has made this universe that he's created in his head of all of his characters across all of his stories. I mean, there's a lot of bunch like fan fiction about it and whatnot, about how all the stories are related. And in the Dark Tower series, it is a little bit more relevant if you've read other Stephen King books.
Very cool. So mine is going to be a real interesting one because it's a throwback that I don't know if anyone else actually throws back to.
Is it Dragonheart?
It is not Dragonheart, but I do love that movie and have watched it at least 20 times.
Have you seen
Aragon?
Have you seen the sequel?
I have seen the sequel. It's real bad. Have you seen the Netflix only sequel?
No.
It's even worse.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. Yes. It's
Go ahead.
So there's a show on that I actually just started watching through again recently that I saw when I was a kid. And it's not something that I think everybody got into, but I think it's so fun. It's a Jim Henson production called Dinosaur.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You looked so disappointed when I said that.
He was thinking Fraggle Rock.
Yes, I was thinking Fraggle Rock. I knew it.
Because I mean, everybody knows Fraggle Rock is
Right.
great.
That's why I was like you said Jim Henson, and that not a lot of people know, and I was like, oh, he's gonna say Fraggle Rock. I'm excited. And then you said dinosaurs, and I was like,
That's because everybody knows Fraggle Rock.
I'm less excited now.
You should not be. You should not be less excited because
Well,
I actually think I love Fraggle Rock, but I actually think Dinosaur is more relevant.
Yeah.
To this time period now. If you go back and watch it, it is basically like the Honeymooners with dinosaurs and Jim Henson puppets, and it's so good, but it also has some of the most like weirdly relevant moments. Like there's an episode that's entirely based on sexual harassment about women in the workplace, and then going through an entire court case of that sexual harassment. And I'm just gonna spoil it at the end of it. Nothing gets resolved. There's no like she loses, and then she loses, but there's a tiny moment of redemption at the end of it. And it's this really sort of weird moment where it's this show that throws as many jokes as it can at you, because it's a show that's a sitcom, but it didn't have a laugh track at all either. So it didn't rely on a laugh track to try and show you. So it just randomly is throwing jokes, as many like basically like adult themed jokes as it can at you consistently, but it also is talking about these huge subjects that you wouldn't think of in a children's TV program. And so it has a very Simpsons-esque sort of thing, but with a lot more heart than The Simpsons has, I think. Because I don't get me wrong, I like The Simpsons, but it's never been one that I've been like, I'm going to continue to watch The Simpsons forever, type thing. Whereas I have other shows like that, whereas the Dinosaur really just kind of, it speaks to me, man. There's this moment in the beginning where they talk about this is literally the second episode in. They've had a baby now. The mom Fran just like she starts freaking out, and so the father lets her go for a weekend so that she can be fixed. That she can be like, whoa, not like fixed, like so she can like his idea is she's broken, and so she just needs time away from the house.
Oh, okay.
And she comes back and goes like, she's like, you were unhappy here, and you don't want to be here, and so I sent you away so that you would have a weekend off,
to have
in order to have a me day thing.
Oh, okay.
And then she comes back and goes, I missed being here, like I didn't like being away. And so he has this sort of realization that it's not about the kids, it's about their relationship and their understanding of each other. And he ends up going and he has this really like sort of heart-to-heart talk with his friend in a bar, where I guess in Dinosaurs it's called the mating dance. It's this understanding, like it's this like thing that you do to woo the other to woo the females. And his friend goes, have you done the mating dance for her? And he's like, why would I do the mating dance for her? We were already married. I already wooed. I already won. I did it. Boom. And he goes like, maybe the mating dance isn't something that you do just to woo her. Maybe it's something you do to keep her. Wow. Which is, I think, a really like powerful moment of like trying to understand that there's, no matter what's going on in your life, in your relationships, you always have to have that moment of connection and that understanding of that other person.
I didn't realize how deep that went. Like, I know the dinosaurs, but I didn't know how.
Yeah, see, no one thinks about it like
deep
that.
Went.
It's a really like.
It really shows like how cool Jim Henson is.
Oh, very much so.
Doing stuff like that. So
it was actually continued by his by someone in his family, Brian Henson. It was like it happened like pretty much right after he died.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand, because at the beginning of it, it goes in loving memory of Jim Henson, who made all of this possible.
Wow. I'm hooked. Is it on Netflix?
It's on Amazon. I had to purchase it. It was on Netflix for a long time, but I basically purchased it on Amazon Prime because I love it so much, and I've been watching through it again, and it's just so phenomenal.
Love it. Good choice.
Yeah.
Brad?
I think I'm gonna have to go with a different TV series, Fringe.
Yeah.
A great one. It's kind of like, I guess, X-Files, but way more just the science aspect of it instead of
Mind fuck you.
yeah, instead of the aliens in that. It's all genetic mutations, teleportation, stuff like that, telekinesis. It's got some great comedy in it too with John Noble, and it's obvious that J.J. Abrams basically brought like cinematic like touches into that TV show, which is why it was one of the most expensive production TV shows out there for a long time.
That was a good one.
I think I never actually sat and watched all the way through it. I only ever saw episodes of it.
So good.
I'll definitely have to. I've had a lot of good suggestions.
Yeah.
Dark Tower and and Fringe. I'll have to sit and watch through them.
You got shit to watch. You got shit to read. God, you guys are all set.
What about my pick?
If I'm honest, I don't remember your pick.
I don't either.
I feel so bad. I really don't. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What was your pick?
The Room.
Oh, yeah, because I've already seen that.
But I mean, past picks I've picked because you've obviously listened to the podcast before. You know.
Yes.
You know, like how I've said Die Hard and the Invincible series. If you want a good comic book, Invincible series.
I've definitely read the Invincible series. It's really good.
It's really
yeah, dude. If you want to go comic books, like within the last like 10 years, go Image. Like all the way through continuing, they have been so amazing. I don't know if you've read any of the Image comics or anything like that. What's really cool about Image is they were all people that came from Marvel that went, fuck you, Marvel. We don't like that you have complete creative control over everything. Like there were people that went from Marvel, and I think they even got some people from DC also. And they came over and they created their entirely creator-based company where they're just a publisher. And so whoever writes / like as the artist for a series, they have complete creative control over there.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's more like graphic stuff, than usual. And yeah, Dane's right. It's usually like it's the writers, the artists, the pen people. You know, all of them came over and made all this stuff. I mean, Todd McFarlane is the CEO, I believe.
Mm-hmm. He created Spawn on it.
Yeah. So. And
yeah, they're a phenomenal company, and they're well worth looking through. They're also, if you think about Marvel and how convoluted Marvel and DC are, if you go into an Image thing and you buy one series, you can read the entire series without having to read any tertiary things. They are all their own separate universe.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Which I love.
Yep, absolutely. So. Good picks all around. I am definitely interested in that dinosaur because
I can just give you my Amazon Prime thing. We'll not talk about that on camera on the.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your password and your social security number and where you live. So yeah, overall, thank you, Dane, for coming again to another great podcast. We really enjoy having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome back anytime. Gage isn't here.
I like that you stretched out your hand for a handshake, but it was awkward because you were over the mic.
It was more of like I'm pointing at you, but with an open palm.
But with your whole hand.
Yeah, like
it's not as aggressive.
Well, it's like I'm about to go. What are those? You know, kind of thing. But it's like, what are those?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
We all know it's a dick.
It always was. That was not
Gage
the way
is
I
back.
was
Gage is back. Gage, thank you for coming on. Even though you got knocked down by Dane for being the fan favorite, but that's okay.
That's okay. I always get back up on the horse.
Yep.
And in the horse.
All right, let's end this. You've been listening to the Best Friend Discuss podcast. Have a good day.
Later.
Deuces.
Bye.